Hello, everybody, it's Otis Lawrence here, back with another video, and this is F1 Sim Racing Round 2 at China. See with P5 in the standings, as you just briefly saw, and yeah, trying to look for a good result again today. This is actually day 2 of the event. We have 2 races on this day, and this is round 2 at China, so we'll try and get a good result. As you can see, this is our first run in Q1, and you can see we get a big snap of oversteer and lots of understeer. This track is very understeery track, so it's, you know, you have to sacrifice a lot of rear to get the front to turn, which is obviously not ideal. You can see our first is a 582, but I felt really confident going into this track. You know, we was doing very good times in practice. We were consistently up doing good times as well, so yeah, just try and put the laps together in session. You can see not the best lap so far, kind of just getting everything wrong, mainly because obviously it's the first lap of the session, plus we only get 20 minutes of practice before the session, so it makes it hard to be able to be up the pace straight away. But in the day, you have to be up the pace straight away on this grid, because, you know, everyone's perfect pretty much. So you can see Barry goes to P1 with 29.7, and you can see we're just everything in this lap is just completely wrong. We haven't got a single corner right, I don't think. Went to the last corner was pretty good, but coming across the line 29.8, which was just really bad. As you can see, we're doing another lap in Q1, and you can see going into the last corner on the map, or the second last corner, you see the train. Remember that for Q2, because there is lots of slipstream drama in this race, so it's going to be very interesting if we can get through the Q2. We get the first 4 corners pretty decently, getting on the power nice, and the rear end responding as we go into the sector 2, first corner sector 2 now, getting the flick quite nicely, getting a rotation there, and you can see getting lots of time on the exit, 10th and a half up on our lap so far, going into the flat out left-hander, now going into the long right, getting the car rotated very nicely, using the curb nicely again, once again getting early on the power, as early as you can on full throttle, keep it pinned until the sector 3 split, 3-3, which is not too bad for Q1, for the second sector split. You can see just gaining time, more and more time throughout these corners, and again a small tow from the car in front. You do get a little tow on this game, especially on this build, from the cars in front. You can see we're just gaining a little bit more time on the straight, and go into the braking zone. Now getting the slide on the rear perfectly, and gaining lots of time on the exit of the corner. And now one more corner to get it right. Final corner, missing the apex slightly, but getting it good enough. Coming across the line to put a P2 on track, which safely put us through into Q2. And you can see lots of drivers are getting really close to each other on their laps, and you can see we're starting our lap way closer to the car in front. You can see going into turn, well, first corner sector 2, everyone's just right behind each other, and it works quite well on this track because you gain a lot of time. And yeah, you can see we're missing the apex slightly, again, once again. Obviously cold tires. Ideally I start my tires a bit colder on this track, because the temp actually comes at the end of the lap, and I don't want to be overheated midway through the lap, because, you know, a lot of the corners that you need the temp are in the middle, so kind of sacrifice the start. Going into these long fast corners, very easy to lose the car and bottom, using all these curbs as much as we can, getting closer to the car in front, getting the exit of the double left right, splits at 283, not too bad, using way too much curb on the left, using a lot of curb on the right, which is nice. Getting early on the throttle, trying to take his tight line, shorten the distance on the exit of the corner. Thomas Gal actually backs off on his lap, gets a small tow from him, side draft from him. See what that goes into P1. Thomas Runner actually goes into P1 with a 158, and now we're gonna get the last 2 corners right. Very hard braking zone. You can easily go straight and lock the fronts. Getting a little bit too much rotation at the hairpin, losing a bit of time. And into the final corner now, sending it over the left. Keep it pinned. ERS max, and yeah, lap was really poor. But then you guys are gonna see the most crazy last run of all time. Just look at the mini map. Everyone is getting close, because we realize at this point that everyone's just doing slipstreams. Because I believe Thomas did a lap, a 1.5 with slipstream. So as you're about to see, just look at the delta. You see, it's already gaining on the straight. We didn't actually have a good run at the last corner. We're already getting 300s before turn 1. And you see, we're getting turn 1 quite nice. But you got a little bit of a disturbance from the car in front with the dirty air. But it doesn't really matter, because it's about to see getting on the delta. We're just gaining time on the straight. And this was pretty much the tactic. This is why people were going really quick in Q1, and yeah, you could just see the time gain is ridiculous. Gaining so much time, not losing too much time in the corners, to be fair, but just gaining so much time on the straights. And yeah, just kind of ridiculous. We've done a 0.6 middle split, which is nearly my PB. And yeah, we're just gaining loads of time. I mean, the lap just looks better, but you're about to see now maybe the craziest gain you guys will ever see on the straight. Yeah, it's just kind of ridiculous. You just gain 2 attempts on the straight with ease, and yeah, and you barely get a disturbance from the DTS, so you just gain so much time going into the last corner, getting also another slipstream, and we do a 0.31,
we need a good lap here or else
which was
qualifying. Come on.
pretty much my PB, to be honest. Kind of peaked the lap in Q2, to be fair, but slipstream gained me like 3 times throughout the whole lap, so yeah. Kind of crazy. I think we would have got through if we didn't have slipstream anyway, but yep, interesting. But as you can see, this is Q3, and the rain has actually hit because there was rain on the forecast, and we actually made a massive mistake here on going on a U-set run, because you see, we're coming out of the pits now, and we've gone for a U-set run. We don't have a slipstream, so we've decided to bail out and come back to the pits, because I kind of got told to go back into the pits to go back on a new set, which was another big mistake, because now we see we came out of the pits again on brand new fresh tires, and we're just trying to get the temp up, and the rain at the moment is imminent. I asked the engineer before coming out the pits, and as you're about to see any second now, the rain has started to hit. You can see the little rain strips on the visor, and the grip will lose all of a sudden, because on this game, as soon as the rain, the smallest drizzle can cause the track to have no grip all of a sudden. And see, we're gonna do our lap now, and already just no grip. We made a big mistake on the pit on the outlap for the U-set run, because I think we would have done a quicker U-set run anyway. So yep, pretty much guarantees us a P9 or P10. Tom Manley, I don't think, did a lap. Yeah, I think he invalidated. So yep, time for us to set possibly a P9 lap. We're just going to try and get the lap together. You can see we're just half a second down already on Yoris Crozen, who's in P6. So it's going to be impossible to get pole, but we're going to try and get a good position if we can. We'll see what happens in these next 3 corners, which is pretty decent lap at the moment. It's just no grip. We do the craziest wheel lock of all time. It's just the meta in this game, and going into sector 2 split, and you can see we're roughly nearly 2 seconds off. So yep, car's a drift car at the moment, sliding all over the place, just trying to get as much grip as we can. The temps are probably falling as well, so yeah, it's gonna be impossible. But at the end of the day, we just gotta set the lap. Going into the hairpin once again. Getting the flick once again in the wet, a lot better than drifting. And now going into the final corner. 100% isn't going to be pole, but just got to get the lap together. Yeah, we finished the lap. And yeah, starting P9 for in quali, but in the race we actually going to start P6 due to Yoris, Isma, and Thomas, I think, having a 3-place grid penalty. So we gain a few positions actually, which is not too bad. Yeah, we just gotta carry us on. You see Tom Alley's she done a 37.4, so yeah, it's not gonna be our lap. And we're provisionally starting P6, which was crucial. We got the lap in because if Tom Alley got the lap in, we would have started P10. So yeah, we're very lucky there. And now going into the race, because he was starting P6 on the hards. I think most of the grid are on hards here, so it's gonna be crucial to get a good race start. See 5 red lights here in China, and we go. Lights out. Lights went very quick. You see Thomas Gala on the softs, trying to get a good line on Danny Berezne, and the inside line is always key for this turn 1. You see we're trying to get down the inside of Brendan now as well. And now we're fighting against Danny Berezne, which turned into the outside line. And now we're trying to get a good exit. If you take the longer line, you will always carry more speed. So you see we carry way more speed. And Brendan defends, and we don't want to go into the back of Brendan. We slightly tap him going into the hairpin. And we get the move on Danny Berezne, which was crucial. And Tamas Gal also on the softs. We want to try and make sure he doesn't get past us. Because his tires will drop off very soon. The softs die quite a lot, or quite quickly, around a track, so demanding on the fronts. So yeah, main thing is now we just relax. As soon as Thomas is behind, we start pushing a little bit. Yeah, we just got to capitalize on stuff that happens in front. And gotta make sure we have eyes on the back of our head. You see Berezne spamming the battery a little bit. It's keen to notice that I'm slightly higher wing than most of the cars on the track, which kind of knew from practice that people were going to go lower, but I went for overall pace in the setup. And you will see throughout this race that the pace is quite strong. But yeah, now start of lap 2.
We can now use
once again conserving the battery. Of course, lap 1 you always got to burn battery. Thomas Gal also making an overtake on Danny Berezne. You just see the grip advantage he has. And now it's our opportunity to make sure he doesn't get past us. We've also got higher wings, so we can use that to our advantage in the corners. Make sure we just defend every corner, and we'll stay ahead. His tires will drop. Skip. We'll move on all the way to the middle of lap 3. And we've saved all our battery, and we're quite close to Brendan. We've shown that we've got quite a lot of pace here in this race, so we're going to possibly size up an overtake. You see we're on the battery at the moment, and we've got a nice slipstream from the kick. Salba ahead of us, and now you see the speed advantage on the straight from the slipstream. Brendan's harvesting, going around the outside, very risky because we could end up on the grass and slightly high hook him, but he said it was fine. So get the move done into the final corner, brake very late. And now Brendan's going to come back at us. We haven't got much battery to play with, so Brendan's going to save his battery and then suddenly try and catch us napping. But we've got the inside line into turn 1, and you have to see so much better than the outside, because you kind of wash out and try and cut off any opportunity that Brendan has down the inside of this corner, and we get the overtake done. And that is 2 positions to start in 4 laps. So the pace is very strong, and once again, tire saving mode and ERS saving mode as we keep all the way on to the middle of lap 9, because nothing really happened except from Yano getting past Thomas. And now we're going to push Thomas once again. And you should see we're just on the back of everyone in the first stint, and I was feeling very confident. And you can see Yano and Ulas defending, helping each other, as they're both the Red Bull cars. So you see Thomas trying to get past one of the Red Bull drivers. And now we're going to try and capitalize on this. See Thomas trying to go down the inside of Ulas. Ulas is also flashing, so we're going to try and use this to our advantage. And Ulas kind of gets pushed wide, so we try and use this to our opportunity to go down the inside, which is a very good overtaking spot on this track. Yana nearly loses his head, and we get completely shoved by Ulas and get a good run around the outside, and that's the move into P3. And the pace in this race is looking really strong. We're just getting past lots of drivers here. You know, we got past Ulas and Brendan on just pure pace, really. And now in the lap 10, we tried, I think, making an overtake on Thomas, but yeah, we pit, we go for an undercut. We saw what Danny Berezny did in Australia last race, and we can try and do what he did. You can see Tamas, I think that's Tamas, yeah, Tamas boxed also with us, which is going to be good for our race, because we kind of want people to go with us, because, you know, it's going to be very tough. I was kind of hoping more people went with us, but yeah, coming out the pits now. Now time to push for the next few laps. We'll try and get Tamas back in our DRS also, because it's going to be crucial for us to bring him back in. And he'll push anyway, but our teammate Duncan Hoffland went early, but he had wing damage at the start of the race, which compromised him, so got a bit unfortunate there. He'll come back stronger in the next one, 100%. So yeah, at the moment, just gotta push hard now. We're gonna try and work together with Tamas somehow. Barry also net P1. He's done a medium hard strategy, I'm pretty sure, and I think he's trying to help Nico, unless I think he stayed out. So now it's our opportunity to keep pushing. You see Brendan boxes, and I believe that might be Ulas that boxed, or Tom Manley. So yep, now we got a few cars separating, and our job for this entire race, I was told by the strat team, is to save the front left, and I was doing pretty good job throughout this race. You see Barry ahead, he's trying to kind of hold up the pack, and yep, now we get past him. I actually overtook him before the DRS detection zone, because I felt like I'd lose too much time behind Barry, and I kind of knew that, well, I kind of thought at the time that I could get a big enough gap on this straight to stay ahead of Barry, but Barry is so quick on the straight. You can see he's trying to make an overtake on us. We're on the battery, and Tamas tries getting past us. We try and go cleaner on the other side, but Barry breaks very early. We nearly ran into the back of him. Like, you see, there's lots of stuff happening here, and Ferrari trying to help Nico, of course. So you know, we can try and capitalize on this and bin our battery. And Barry doesn't have DRS, and Brendan goes cleaner on the outside of both of them. And now we take net P1 once again. Thomas Ronald also boxed. Now it's our opportunity to just save tyres as much as we can. We know Thomas will get bent. Actually, good yawn. But yeah, we skip all the way to midway through lap 15. Thomas Ronald behind. He got past all the cars, because there wasn't many cars to really get past, and we used this time perfectly to get past Brendan. And now, well, my plan here was to actually let Thomas through while sitting ahead of Brendan, and now it's our opportunity to do what Isma did in Australia. You see Brendan actually gets hit by Tamas, so he loses loads of positions, and his race is kind of ruined, because Tamas broke a little bit too late, I think. And now we broke the DRS. So you can see I'm pushing a lot, because I want to kind of break the DRS, but then at one point I just forget, like, yeah, there's no point, because Tamas will probably get back in anyway, so kind of a waste of tyres. Might as well just stay behind and save tyres. And but to see Thomas has just so much more grip than us, but main thing is we protect the front left. If you protect the front left on this track, you can actually gain a lot of well, you can reduce the wear quite a lot. You can actually gain a few, maybe in a pit stop or two, like a lap or two, sorry, on the pit stop for tyre wear. So our main goal, Thomas obviously went for the overcut, so we're gonna allow him to push in this race, and our main objective here is just to relax and chill out just take care, nurse the tyres, because there's no point pushing at this rate because it's not the last 2 laps. You see, I think I clicked lower brake bias just to keep the fronts intact, because the fronts actually deg more throughout the stint and the second stint, and now we got Yana behind who went long. He went, I think, a lap or 2 longer than Thomas, so yeah, it's gonna be very tough to keep him behind, but I had confidence that I could. I just had to leave a gap to Thomas and try and gap Yano as much as I could. Obviously I'm on the higher wing, so I have the opportunity to save my tyres better than Yano, because Yano's always on pretty much minimum wing every race. So my goal was to keep this gap every lap and do what we were currently doing with Thomas. Thomas was actually trying to help me as well, and I think it's better for Thomas's race.
So let's box this lap. Box this lap.
It's also better for Thomas's race that we keep doing this, and you can see we've skipped to lap 20, and it's exact same as last lap. And at this rate, I felt confident that we could possibly get the race win here. After the race, I heard that Thomas's tyres were quite a bit worse than ours actually, so we saved tyres quite well, and we're just defending, and we're just trying to keep this kind of position in this track position for the rest of the race, because they were playing into our hands, of course. So you know, you see right now, just in the DRS, make sure Yana doesn't try size up and overtake into turn 1, and then our main goal is to non-DRS it for the rest of the lap. Make sure we defend the inside so he doesn't make a send on the inside, which is a very good overtaking zone. And now we can see we're just slowing down quite a lot to let Thomas build up another gap, as we did. And you can see lap 21, he's a lot closer to the rear of our car, and we're just trying to get as good of an exit as we can. The tyres, of course, are not as good as Yano's at the moment. We're snapping everywhere. We're trying to get as good a traction as we can. Excuse me. But now on the battery, you can see Yano just so much lower wing than us, and it's going to be very tough to get past him or keep him behind. We've got a small side draft and a small draft from Thomas, because we're gaining a little bit on the straight, trying to brake as late as we can. Don't want to go into the back of Thomas, but Yano goes very deep into that corner but gets a better exit just due to the fresher tyres, and we try and keep it around the outside of Yano. He leaves us very good amount of space. He's good racing at the moment, opening the DRS. We don't have much battery left though, but now we can try and keep the inside, but we lose that crucial P2 to Yano. We try and catch him napping with the inside, but he's smart enough to defend the inside line, and we have to settle for P3. And now we just got to try and hold this position now, because Joris also fresher tyres, Ismail also fresher tyres, and our goal here is just to keep these position, because anything can happen with Yano and Thomas ahead on the last lap. So main thing is we non-ERS it, skip all the way to a lap later. Like a Joris behind who's also pushing to defend from Isma. We're defending the inside just to make sure he didn't do a dive bomb on us. Isma goes side by side with Joris, and we're going into the next corner trying to save battery. Going into this next corner, we get a small tap from Joris behind, which loses us the car, and now we go into this right, and that's so unfortunate for our race because we've lost 2 positions, and now we got Danny Berezne ahead of us, and I'm a little bit frustrated, and Joris makes a send on this left. We keep the position, but so frustrating for our race. And now we don't have much battery going onto the straight. It might look a lot, but for a straight like this you need to burn for the entire straight, because everyone's behind is going to be on pretty much max battery, and you see we're already on low battery. And yeah, now we're just trying to keep ahead of Alfie Butcher, who tries to go around the outside. We broke very late, we nearly killed Danny, and we try cut off the switchback, but just has so much better reward on the exit of the corner on the rear tyres. And yeah, lost 3 positions on this lap, which is not ideal, but we've got to keep our head down and focus for the rest of the race. Main thing is now we save our tyres like crazy, and yep, unfortunate. Not really sure what to say going into the left, but is what it is. We don't get the best luck always, but see, we'll skip on to the last lap of the race, Just trying to save battery as much as we could. Nothing really happened. Yours lost a few positions. We had Nico behind, who also was on fresher tires than us, so we're just saving as much battery as we can. And we knew we were higher wing, so they're gonna get very close on the exit of this corner, and now we're just gonna push our battery. But the difference is, compared to Yano, when he overtook us, we have cars in front of us to slipstream off, so it's gonna be a lot harder for Nico to get past because he's not gaining as much time on the straight, but he's gaining that smaller map. We've got to make sure we defend the inside line, and we cut off the inside, and you see Nico breaks very deep going into the corner, and we hold off P6, and coming across the final corner now, coming across the line to finish
Nice
P6.
one. Very lovely drive. On to the next one.
And yeah, not too bad, to be honest. Could have won it better, but at the end of the day, we did what we could with the unfortunate through the left-hander, but at the end of the day, P6, not too bad. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next F1 Simmerson video. Bye-bye.